Good morning. Today I'm going to try to zoom in and stay in my spot because I actually filmed this yesterday and I totally was out of the frame half the time. So I think right here should be good. So I am going, excuse me, I'm going to show you how to make this cute little witch's hat and pumpkin. And I'm going to put little markers here so I know I can't go below this. Where is it? Right there. Because I kept going out of the screen yesterday. Okay, so that should keep me there. Okay, because I didn't go above it at all. Or, you know, I don't have to worry about above, just below. Okay, and I picked up a little string there. Okay, I made these for an embellishment swap back when Ginger first started the swaps at Love RTS. Now she does it over at Ginger's Corner on Facebook. So it's really easy. First of all, you can make any shape pumpkin that you want. I kind of liked it wider at the bottom and narrower at the top. Even though if I went to buy a if I went to buy a pumpkin, I would buy a very circular one. But so today, it's like you want to start with a 2.5 inch square if you want to make this size. Okay, so I'm going to kind of round the bottom wide, almost to the outside, and I will kind of shape it up later afterwards. And then I'm going to go kind of in towards the inside, or because I'm trying to make a narrower top. And then I'm going to dip down, and then I'm going to come back up and then round it out again. And so now I am taking off some of the edges, or a little bit more of that edge. Okay, so let me put that black behind there so you can see good how this is dipped down in. Otherwise I've kept it almost an oval, I would say. In fact, if you have an oval cutter, maybe you could start with one. Or if you had a circle cutter, you could start with one of those. Okay. And then we're going to need a piece of paper about 2 inches wide, and we're going to cut a circle. And I think mine must be at least 2 inches wide because I am able to cut it. Okay, and then today I want my biggest scissors. Okay, and I'm not going to cut the circle in half. I want to cut it about a fourth, well, maybe a third. Kind of shoot for a third. And so that's going to be the bottom of my hat. And then I'm going to take the same circle and I'm going to start down at the bottom. This one, I made it really tall, and I really like it tall like this because it reminds me of the witch's hat in the Wizard of Oz. So I like it really tall like that. Oh, I keep sticking to my dimensionals over here. So I'm going to figure, oh, maybe a 1/2 inch. And then I'm just going to shoot for the top. And then I will be gluing it down into this. So it's like you can kind of decide how tall you want your hat. And I'm really digging the tall hat. The first ones I did smaller than that, but now I'm into this one. And, oh, I think I'm just going to glue. Oh, and I can see I'm right out of the camera already. It's like I want to be on this side, but then I have to reset my camera and my tripod. And setting the camera is always the difficult part, trying to get it straight. So I try not to mess with it until I dust again, and I just dusted. So okay, So I've got that on there. I'm gonna keep putting my lid in my glue. Okay. So now I have my little hat there. And then we're gonna take one of these. Now I bought the big economy size on Amazon because it's like, I love making flags. I made a bunch of flags, gave some to my friend, and I think I gave some away in the in one of the giveaways I had. And so anyhow, you take this elegant toothpick. Oh, I want my black piece of paper back. So you see how at the top it's square. These are super cute. If you're gonna make embellishments, I would suggest these. And because they're not pointed at both ends, they have this little, it's almost like a little finial, and it is very decorative. So it's like, I really do call it an elegant toothpick. And then we're gonna take, now I'm using this slick writer. Now I actually don't like the slick writers as much as I like the ones from Paper Studio for writing, but this one has a really wide edge, and this is the only one I actually can find right now, but I bought those other ones, so I really like them. And then you're just gonna take and make little stripes around. And if you kind of just spin the toothpick, here I'll kind of put it without the hat being behind there. And it's real easy right there because there's like a band there. And then I'm gonna go down to the second band. Oops, and I totally missed. I just thought it was cute that I could stripe, you know, that we could put a stripe design on them. And then you can make them however big you want your stripes to be. And I'm gonna make this one wider here. And just keep working your way around until you have as many stripes as you want. And so I've already got this one done. And I did the little finial, the little band, and then I did like some, oh, they're probably 1/16 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch, I think 1/16. And then I got an 1/8 of an inch one, and then I have one that's 1/4 inch. So I just kind of mixed it up on that one. So I'm just gonna set this one aside and use that one. They dry pretty quick. If you got a marker, you know, even, I think the time that I did it before, I actually used a Sharpie. Okay, so then I use this handmade paper, so it looks very rustic, but you could use whatever paper you want. I just like the way that this looks. I just think it looks cute. And I'm actually gonna take and, did I put my thing on here? Okay, I keep my little circles on the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna take some vintage photo, and I'm using this because I'm also gonna use it on the pumpkin, which I'll go ahead and do now since I got the ink open. So I'm just gonna ink around the edges. And the reason I use this vintage photo, you can see it kind of has an orangish color to it. So it works really great for the pumpkin. Do you think I get texts all day or only when I'm trying to make a video? Okay, and then I'm going to ink some of this because my witch drives her broom really fast, and so the edges of her broomstick catch on fire every now and then. So, and maybe I'll make a little bit up here too, so that it's kind of different color throughout the thing. And then I also, which I have made a little, because when I made these before for the swap, I made just a little like oval shape I cut a little divot out of the top. And then I put this here and I run that there. And here, just to kind of give it some shape. And then I kind of put a little bit in the center too, because that way it's not quite so, I don't want it to look like the most perfect pumpkin in the patch. So, oops, I don't want to lose my spot there. Okay, and then I did take a colored pencil, and this one's called Mahogany, because again, it has kind of an orangish, well, it has a slight red tinge to it. Okay, and I'm gonna kind of put a little bit more, just lines. I mean, it's basically just lines to give the pumpkin more detail. And I just kind of think about what a pumpkin looks like and kind of put some little lines in there. And I'm gonna put it more up here because I have where I want my little, I want to call it the handle, the little stem. Okay, and you know, I've been going through my scraps, and that's actually when I found this, because I thought, oh, I was going to do that last year on Halloween, or for Halloween, and I forgot. Okay, so I have this piece of wood scrap. I mean, it is a very odd shape. I could actually just take that piece right there and use that. That'd be kind of fun. I've been kind of thinking about using this because I kind of want a wider stem. I think I'm still going to use this. So I'm just going to kind of, make it kind of wavy on the bottom. Just kind of make a couple of little waves in it. And then I'm just going to kind of come in and go out, kind of like I did the top of the pumpkin. And then I'm going to do it down here. I chose this to be my bottom because it's already dark. But you could antique it. Okay, and then I'm going to come in again and come back out. So I'm trying to spread out as I get towards the bottom. And then I'm going to just come up and around the top. And I'll show it to you. Or, you know, however the last stem on your pumpkin looked. Okay, let me put that on that piece of black paper so I can show it to you. I mean, whatever you want your stem to look like. Now, since I've got the pencil out here, I think I'm going to kind of... Now, I would actually like a dark pencil. And since I have my pencils here, I'm gonna reach in and grab one. I think I would just like the black, if I can find that. Maybe that's it. Okay. Okay, and I'm just gonna kind of maybe put a few more. I'm drawing right on my top here. Okay, so I've just kind of just put a little bit more detailing in it. Yeah, that shows up pretty well. Okay, and then again, I'm going to glue that right onto the top. And I might need more. My orange that I'm using, this was the closest to what I think pumpkin orange looks like in my paper, and it is textured. And I don't know where it's from. But, so there's my pumpkin. So if like you were just doing pumpkins, you could do that one, and you could do a round one and put it next to it, like a smaller one would be really cute. Okay, so now I have my witch's hat. I have the broomstick. So now I'm gonna take this. Now I have these scissors, but I think they're a little wide wider pieces than what I like. So I usually just snip them myself. So I'm just gonna go ahead and snip the rest because I like them just a little closer. And I'm gonna do probably 1.5 inches. Yeah, I'm doing better than yesterday because yesterday I did the whole thing over there. So having them all different sizes, and I think I probably got about 1.5 inches there. Let's see here. Oh, not quite, but it's probably enough. Okay, I'm gonna do one more and slice up. And so you see I've got the 2 different tones in it. Okay, and then I'm just gonna kind of soften it up a little more because I'm gonna roll it. And since I like the smaller ones, I'm gonna kind of roll in. Oh, and one tore off. But you know, that's bound to happen when you're flying. So I'm gonna kind of start the rolling from the side where I did the thicker cuts because I do like the thinner cuts better. I'm gonna kind of, well, thought I was gonna kind of roll it. I think I'd be really good at this since I just did it yesterday. Okay, I'm gonna kind of get it rolling. Yeah, now we got it going. And I just kind of roll it back and forth until I've got it rolled good, like you're playing with clay. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And then I'm actually gonna cut off probably about 1/4 inch because my piece was, oh, it's 1.5 inches. So you could just start with 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches because that's what I worked with. But now I'm actually gonna cut it down about 1/4 more off of it. And that goes flying across the table. Okay. And then I'm going to open this up and put some glue here so it stays in that roll when I get it done. And it always takes more than what I think because because this is very porous paper, it acts like paper towel. Well, handmade paper, it could be anything. So, okay. So now I'm going to take the pointy end and I'm going to put it in to where my point is almost to the bottom of, I want to call it my raffia, my broom, I don't know, bristles. What do you call the broom pieces? I have no idea. Okay, so that worked really, that was faster than yesterday. Okay, and then I kind of fluff them up because, you know, she's been, this is an old broom. It's her favorite. She's driven it for a long time. Okay, and now I'm going to cut off a piece of this because it's easier to work with off the thing. And since I'm filming, I don't want anything to make it any harder because it's always like I'm just working with thumbs when I'm filming. Not really. It goes pretty well. But sometimes. Okay. So then I'm just going to tie it into a knot. So I'm pulling it pretty tight because I'm kind of want it to, well, I wanted it to stay there first of all. And I'm kind of hoping it kind of fluffs out. I don't know what to call it. Kind of bulges out and comes in skinnier there. That's what I'm really saying. Okay, and you could probably fringe the top, which I never thought about. Okay, so I've got that pretty tight now, that whole wrapping. Okay, and then I'm gonna trim it down to where it's about 1/4 inch. So I've got about 1/4 inch of the strings left on each side. And then I'm just going to kind of mess them up so they kind of come unraveled because that way it kind of almost gives the illusion of a bow. So I like that. Okay. Oh, and I like this, I like the tinier stripes in that one there. But you know, it's your broom. You decide how you like it. Okay. So now where is my piece of net? My mom had given me this one time. I don't know. It could be really old lace because she gave me a bunch of really old lace. But, you know, it's like I'm using it for whatever I want because that's how we roll around here. So I'm just going to kind of figure about 1 inch and just go between the dots. It's like a Swiss dot. Oh, maybe I'm going to kind of want to measure it. I'm going to want to measure it. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of what I thought. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 dots in there. Now that looks like the right size, otherwise I would definitely go for 5. And you're never going to be able to tell how many I have in there anyway. Okay, and this is, I don't remember if I told you how wide it was. It's 2.5 inches wide. Okay, now this was the hardest part yesterday. I'm just trying to get it kind of skinny so that it's easy to tie. And I think it's going to work really fast today. Maybe. Did I speak too soon? Okay. Okay, and so I'm just tying a knot in it. And now when I pull on it, you know, you kind of have to tighten a knot right in the middle just because it's easier because you're only working with 2.5 inches. But I'm going to pull it towards one side so now you have a skinny end and then a wider end. Oh, and I actually forgot to, I'm going to kind of pull this back because I want to trim it with my, I've got scallop scissors. I thought they were pinking scissors, but they're scallop. So I'm going to cut that end and this end, and I have it kind of rolled so it's not going to be a perfect scallop, but that's okay because you're never going to know. Okay, so I can see that it's scallopy on that one side, and this side I'm actually going to tuck in, so I don't even know how come I did that. Okay, so now, and you could use like glue dots or whatever you want, but I'm just going to use the glue and my little short end. I'm going to glue that to the one side, my left side, because I'm kind of decorating the left side, and because my broom is going to be on the right side. And then I'm just going to kind of push this down and let it sit there for a second. And then I have this feather, which I've been using, so you can tell. And I'm going to come down about 1/4 inch. And I'm going to try to get between the little, I don't know what the feather things are called, but so I'm not cutting off a whole bunch like this. So, you know, but I end up using that yesterday too. So then most of them stay intact, and it looks like I have feathers over here and feathers over here just because I've been cutting from that center. And I'm going to take and put some glue on this. And I'm going to maybe use, I don't know, I think I can just push it in. I might need the tweezers, but we'll see. I'm going to kind of push it down in my lacy band. Maybe. I'm trying to go right where the glue isn't. And of course I'm hitting up right up against the glue. Oh, maybe I'm hitting up against the hat. The bottom of the hat. I think that's what I was doing. Okay, so I think it's kind of, I think I kind of have it being pushed into the right area now. Okay. And by the time you're done, it'll all stick together. Okay, and then I wrap around the net and put it on the back, which I'm going to do with the dimensional. So I've got my dimensional, And so I'm gonna pull this net around and put it there, net, lace, whatever I'm calling it at this very second. Okay, and then I'm gonna take another little one and put it over here. Because now and I know they're black, so it's hard to see, but I've kind of used my other ones all up. So, but they're the same size, except for now the one in the big one actually looks more dimensional because it's under that net. So, oh, my net is not standing up like I liked it. Okay, I'm gonna kind of push it. If I have to, I can put a little more glue behind there. Okay, so now I'm gonna stick it on the bottom of my pumpkin. That's all detailed. Okay, I'm gonna have to put more glue there. I kind of pushed it up, I think, trying to get that little feather underneath there. I suppose the feather could be done first. That might be easier. And I'm gonna try to pull this net up because I kind of liked it where, because you know, just because she's a witch doesn't mean she's not fancy. Okay, and then I'm going to, I guess I'm gonna keep messing with this net. Okay, so that's pretty good there. And then now to me it's like it's not really a Halloween decoration if it doesn't have on orange, black, green, and purple. Those are my favorite colors to mix in. And you know what? My net needs to be over that little piece of, I can see my little feather piece sticking out. I don't like that, seeing that. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna stick a sequins right over top of that little feather stem or whatever it is. And now I'm just making 3 dots, like in a triangle. And one of them I put up there on that feather because I could see that there, and this way the sequins will cover it up. So let's see, I think my widest sequins is purple. So I think I'm going to stick that right up at the top. And this thing never works quite right because it just wants to keep it. I don't know why. Okay, and then I need an orange. Oh, it dropped one off and left one. Okay. And then a green. And I'm going to pick this darkest green. So I actually have, I think, 2 sizes of sequins. I want to make it extra. Okay. Well, they come off really good as long as you pick up 2. Okay. So now all I have to do is put on my broom. Now I want to make sure that I have the little bow thing, the little knot in the front. And it's only taken me a whole year to do this, since I thought, oh, I should do that. Show them how to do that, because it's nice to be able to, you know, it's like, I didn't used to have a dye machine until like 2 years ago, and I didn't have, you know, so I just had punches. So it's fun to be able to, you know, make your own if you want. Now I have this little piece that I told you broke off. I'm gonna just like glue it here because I'll just get a little extra feather, and I just like that. And if I can kind of see the end. Okay, so that's it. pick it up so you can see it, but I will have close-ups at the end. But I think it's a super cute little embellishment for on a Halloween page. And I know I've used one on Skylar's because she's been a witch at least twice. So thank you for joining me today. Have a wonderful day. Oh, and if you go over to my shop and actually buy one of these, I have a flare with it, and it says broom hair don't care. And you might have the option of, because I also made one that says broom parking 5 cents. So I mean, if you decide to go over there, you can pick between these two. If it doesn't say that on the little drop down menu, you can just tell me. But I would like to give this one away, and I'm going to add 8 Halloween flare with it, and I don't know what flare they will be. It's whatever I pull out, because I know I have a few made up. So you'll definitely get a broom hair don't care and a broom parking for 5 cents. So just let me know if you're gonna make some yourself, and yeah, just comment down below and I'll put you in that spinner drawing that picks. So thank you for joining me. I will have close-ups at the end. See you tomorrow. Bye.